Good evening, everybody. My name is Stan the Man, and you have tuned into Real Talk here on the Dream Nation Network. Today, we're going to talk about mass shootings and what it means to Black people. Stay tuned. Brothers and sisters, once again, we find ourselves under the gun of a white supremacist who think that they rule the world and we should be subjugated to them. Yesterday, Saturday afternoon, 10 of our family members fell and others hurt. In Buffalo, New York, on Saturday afternoon, a white gunman in military gear attacked shoppers and workers at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, killing 10 people and wounding 3 others. Most of the victims were Black. Officials said that they are investigating the shooting as a racially motivated hate crime. Now the FBI have tuned in, and now they're investigating also. But believe you me, they knew about this guy all along. You know, they know about everything that goes on in these United States. That's their job to know. The FBI is an organization that watches for domestic terrorism. So they have the ear to the pulse of the nation. You know, let's take a look at what happened so far. Take a look at what we know. A white 18-year-old wearing military gear and live streaming with a helmet camera opened fire Saturday afternoon at the Tops Friendly Market. It's in Buffalo, New York. That's a market in a predominantly Black neighborhood in Buffalo. The gunman live streamed the shooting to a small audience. And now you can best believe that audience was all white supremacists. And I bet they were clapping and hurrahing and you know, giving him his props for the amount of people that he killed, and you know, and it's a sickening situation. The gunman live streamed the shooting in a small to a small audience on Twitch for several minutes before the platform cut his feed. According to the police, the gunman began shooting in the parking lot, then moved inside the store. You know, I was watching Willie D earlier, and he was saying that that's one good reason why we all should be strapped these days, because you never know. At least, you know, give yourself a fighting chance. We are not the ones that do all the mass shootings. Yeah, we carry guns, but mainly for protection. They carry guns to kill, you know, indiscriminately. According to the police, the gunman began shooting in the parking lot, then moved inside the store. Security guard Aaron Salter fired multiple shots, but none penetrated the gunman's armor. He came ready. He came ready to defend himself as well as ready to kill black people. He even had the word nigger on the barrel of his rifle. The gunman killed Salter and then stalked through the aisle shooting shoppers. When police confronted the gunman in the store, in the store's vestibule, he put his rifle on his neck, but surrendered and dropped the gun with coaxing from the officers. They talked him out of killing himself. You know, to me, that would be just a delay, because he should get the death penalty. He should get the death penalty. He killed 10 people and wounded 3 others. They say mostly all black. The police have identified the gunman as Peyton Gendron of Conklin, New York. Conklin is a small town about 200 miles southeast of Buffalo. So he drove 200 miles to carry out this fiendish plot. I wonder how long he planned this thing and who he told about it, because he told somebody. Somebody knew that this was going to happen before it happened. It's not far from the Pennsylvania state line. Officials said the rifle Gundren used in the attack was purchased illegally, but the magazines he used for ammunition were not allowed to be sold in New York. A lot of planning went to this assault. You know, like I said before, he told somebody. Somebody helped him with this plot. Somebody knew about it. After the shooting, Gundren appeared before a judge in a medical gown and was arraigned on murder charges. A document circulated widely online seemingly outlined Gendron's racist, anti-immigrant, and anti-Semitic beliefs. Among them was a desire to drill all people not of European descent from the U.S. Well, you know, the American Indians can say the same thing. They could expel all people that's not indigenous to this land. Then what? Have your people go back to where they came from, back to Europe. This is crazy. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They came, they stole the land from somebody, you know, and I think it's theirs. The document seemed to draw inspiration from a gunman who killed 51 people at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand in 2019. The law enforcement officials told the Associated Press on Sunday that Gendron had threatened to carry out a shooting last year at Susquehanna High School around the time of graduation. He was 17 years old at the time. This guy, these feelings have been festering in this guy for a very long time, and I'm wondering what his parents are like. What do they think about what happened, or about what he did? Did they condone it? Was they sorry that he got caught? Did they or did they was or was the whole thing in disbelief? I want to know. What was his parents like? Did he have brothers and sisters? What are they like? You know, will it happen again from somebody in that family? He was 17 years old at the time and was sent for mental health treatment. You know, that's when the FBI should have stepped in and took a real close look at this guy. The law enforcement officials was not authorized to speak publicly on the investigation, and did so on the condition of anonymity. Here's the the Buffalo Mirror on the situation. Load up.
What started out as a beautiful day in the city of Buffalo has turned into a terrible day and one of tremendous heartbreak for every member of our community. We have suffered a mass shooting with multiple casualties and several people injured. I have to say that this particular top supermarket is near and dear to my heart. It's one that I worked years ago to help bring to this community to time. My family patronizes from time to time, and some of the victims of this shooter's attack are people that all of us standing up here know. So this is a day of great pain for our community.
At approximately 2:30 today, an individual who the mayor stated is not from this area and is from hours away drove to Buffalo, went to 1275 Jefferson Avenue to the Tops Market. He exited his vehicle. He was very heavily armed. He had tactical gear. He had a tactical helmet on. He had a camera that he was live streaming what he was doing. The individual exited his car and engaged 4 individuals. He shot 4 people in the parking lot. 3 of those were deceased. 1 individual at this time is surviving the injury. The individual went inside. As I said, he was an 18-year-old white male, walked into the store and began engaging customers inside the store. One of the individuals inside the store is the security guard, a beloved security guard, who was a retired Buffalo police officer, a hero in our eyes, engaged the suspect, fired multiple shots, struck the suspect, but because he had heavily armored plating on, that bullet had no round.
This is the worst nightmare that any community can face. And we are hurting and we are seething right now as a community. The depth of pain that families are feeling and that all of us are feeling right now cannot even be explained.
There you go. You know, these guys, they're feeling like they're losing the United States because in a very short period of time, there will be a minority, and I do believe that they are trying to kick off a race war between the races, and that's one of the things he said in his manifesto. He wants to start a race war. The same thing Dylan Roof said about what he did. He wanted to start a race war. Why? You know, if you're feeling that you know, insecure, go back to Europe. Go back to where your ancestors came from. You know, this is crazy. I wish that all of African Americans in the United States could go back to Africa. And whatever it is you're doing here, you can do it there. I really do wish that, you know. I'm making plans myself to at least visit to see what's going on. But long term, yeah, I think it's in my future. You know, if for nothing else, just to get away from these crazy people. I know. They're in Africa too, but we are the majority. And if anything ever kick off, you know, we got guns too now. So I'm just saying, we are at war, everybody. Trust and believe. We are at war. And a lot of us don't even know it. My name is Stan. This has been Real Talk on the Dream Nation Network. Have a good week, everybody.